2, 1.
Hey guys, I am Luke with Gingerbread Man Running Company, and I'm here with another shoe review to kind of get us through the quarantine. Today we'll be reviewing the new Ravenna 11 by Brooks Running. This guy just came out, I believe, February, so right before this whole thing started. We've had an opportunity to get it on a couple feet and get some feedback, so we're trying to get some informed opinions and not just kind of pump out the newest shoes, the ones that we haven't had a chance to run in yet. But these guys have been around a little bit, so we feel confident enough that we can give you an unbiased and educated opinion on these ones. This is the Ravenna. So the Ravenna is a stability shoe, and if you remember about how Brooks does stability from when we talked about the Adrenaline, this one still has the guide rail system, which the best way to describe that is like bumpers to kind of keep you from pronating. So this is for people that tend to roll in whenever their feet hit the ground. It's a lightweight shoe. That comes in at, I believe, 9.4 ounces for guys and 8.4 ounces for women. So this is a very up-tempo, very quick shoe, and is one of their staples in their line. This is a very popular shoe, very good for somebody that needs support, but doesn't necessarily want to wear a heavier, more bulkier motion control shoe that you typically associate with support. So very, very popular with track and field athletes, people that are training for a little bit more kind of a quicker kind of pace, or somebody that's looking for a shoe for running / other activities. I mentioned before, a lightweight shoe like this is perfect for an all-around gym shoe where you can take it for a run and then jump into a step class if you wanted to. The 11 is a continuation from the 10, and if you look at the 10, and here's a men's one from last year to compare, the 10 to the 11 is functionally very, very similar. If you look at the tread on the bottom, it even has the exact same outsoling. That's intentional. The 11 is the exact same bottom from here down. They changed the guide rails a little bit. You can see that they are, like the Adrenaline, a little bit more molded in on the newer model, specifically on the lateral side. But the foam is exactly the same, and the outsoling, the tread on the bottom is exactly the same. The foam is their BioMogo DNA foam, which is their fastest, lightest weight foam. It's snappy, it's responsive, it's reactive. And I like that word reactive because that explains to you what the shoe is going to do. All in all, this is my favorite part of the shoe from here down. It's the same kind of foam they use for the Brooks Launch. So if you're a fan of the Launch, this is a kind of a sister to the Launch that has that support built into the sides. But overall, the foam, in a world where all the shoes are trying to get more soft and more cushy, this foam kind of gives you that option for somebody that looks for something a little bit more reactive. So that's what this guy has to offer for you. The change from the 10 to the 11 lays mainly in the upper. They gave you a little bit more wrap around the arch so you can kind of nail it down a little bit more and tie it up. And they changed the mesh in the forefoot to make it a little bit more lighter weight and a little bit more breathable. I'm not gonna lie, I found that the upper fit a little bit too loose around the heel, and that it may fit a little bit too narrow around the midfoot. My foot isn't wide, it's a medium, but it's on the upper, the wider side of medium, so it's not a narrow foot by any stretch of the imagination, but I did feel like my foot was kind of pressing out on the sides through here. So if you're like me and you have any sort of wide-ish kind of foot, you may want to look into getting the wide option, which Brooks does make in both of these men's and women's, a D and a 2E option respectively. If you are like me, I think that would maybe fit a little bit better. The arch fit great. As most Brooks shoe, they have a nice kind of arch kind of that comes up and meets you. But across the toe box, it felt a little bit narrow. And in the heel, I felt a little bit of slippage. That was easy to fix just by going to this back eyelet, but it's worth mentioning for people that want an unbiased opinion. Coming out of the box, I did have to tinker with a little bit to kind of lock it down. Overall, a great shoe. With the fit upper, I do prefer the last year's model for the upper. The guide rails in the new model are a lot more seamless and the transition's a lot more smoother. However, I do like the upper of that one. So Brooks, if you're listening, take the guide rails on this one and then take the upper from that one and put that together for the 13. To go back a little bit further in the Brooks history for the Ravenna, if you're a person that's had the 8, the 7, the 6, the shoe is not the same shoe. So while the Ravenna still has the same name, keep in mind if you're somebody that is a couple years behind in your rotation, you might want to try this guy on because it's gotten a lot lighter weight, a lot less cushioned as you're transitioning out of the 7 and 8 models into the 10, 11 models. So keep that in mind. Overall, a great shoe, some fit issues, but like I said, it is fixable through a couple different techniques, and they do have options for a wide option too in this brand. So that's it for today. What? That's it for today. Let me know if there's any other shoes you'd like to see reviewed. Like I said, this is the Brooks Ravenna. We'll keep things active and look for, by the end of this week, look for a online store for Gingerbread Man Running Company coming very soon. And to launch it, Matt, our owner, will be doing a beer mile on a treadmill. So socially isolated beer mile. I think probably the first one the world has ever seen. So possibly a world record for a treadmill beer mile to kind of help celebrate the launch of our socially isolated store. So as always, let me know if we can do anything for you. We are still taking orders via phone, social media. We've been doing fittings via Zoom, Instagram, anything basically. If you reach out, we can kind of get you there. That's it for today. Have a great day and stay sane out there.